You guys, if you follow me at all on X Twitter, you know what my game is over there. I'm either promoting myself or my fellowship friends, what we do on there in the little circle I operate in, either promoting that, myself or them, or I'm trolling stands. I took Grump's advice a year ago when I started X Twitter, and he said, when you get on there, fire and forget. Just fire and forget, and don't engage, don't feed the beast, don't do anything. Just say your shit post and move on. And that's essentially what I do 99% of the time. I fire and I forget. Very rarely will I check responses to my troll attempts. Last week, the Disney Star Wars shills were emboldened. The stands and the shills, in both stands, they were emboldened with all their fake Star Wars news that they could wet themselves over, vomit and cry, scream and shout, die over, whatever. You know the drill. So they were posting a lot of stuff, and one of the things going around was the whole, this is my list of rankings of all the Star Wars movies, 1 to 12. Blah, blah. Well, I stumbled upon one of those, and let's just say they had everything basically, including sequel trilogy and Disney Star Wars crap, well above Empire Strikes Back, which was all the way down at number 11. That is a sin. That is an unforgivable sin. Because objectively speaking, Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars film. It doesn't have to be your favorite, but is objectively the best, and there's no way it's down at number 11. So, among the comments, I did what I do. I fired and I forgot. I said that this is a tourist. This is a take. This is wrong. Blah, 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 blah. This shows you don't care. You don't care. If you're putting Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker in your top 5, it's wrong. Yeah, I think it was Last Jedi. You have that a Skywalker. So I replied, and within a little bit, I came back and I found a reply. I'm like, oh, look, a reply. Let's see what it is. I got curious. And it said from the person who posted it, said to me, you're a gatekeeper. And I replied, you damn straight I am. Get the fuck out. And that started me thinking. I talked about it a little this weekend. And then I saw some other stuff this week. I saw this. If you missed it, I did my reaction to the Avatar Last Airbender live action trailer that dropped yesterday. Very positive. I know, positive. Yeah. And I saw this today. And I normally don't bring in a shared screen during my monologue, but you need to know where I'm coming from because that's what solidified this monologue for this evening. You saw this person here. I'll zoom in a little bit for you. They say all hate for Katara is rooted in racism and misogyny. There will never be a valid reason to dislike her. First of all, in the 20-odd years that Avatar: The Last Airbender has been in existence, I have never, ever heard or seen anybody talk serious hate towards Katara. I was reminded today that, yes, we can be annoyed by her behavior sometimes. She could be overbearing. She could be a little judgmental, but that's regular talking of character pluses and minuses. But never have ever heard any racism or misogynistic terminology applied to Katara. She is generally beloved by the franchise, by those who love the franchise. Everybody likes Katara. She's your heroine next to Aang. That was a tourist, and that example right there for somebody like that who comes in, and I've seen this guy's shit all across my timeline today since that, basically saying random shit about the live action. Tourists must be gate-kept from our franchise. Our franchises are in disarray. They are in a shambles. And if I have to do it, you know what? I will be a gatekeeper. There is no dishonor at this point in being a gatekeeper because we must protect what's left. We must make sure that the people getting involved in these franchises are here because they love the franchise, not to be a virtue signaling, agenda-driven asshat who cares only about being patted on the head for pointing out racism and misogyny. This is the reality. It is our job as the true passionate fans to unfortunately turn to gatekeepers. And that is the sad part of all of this. Because if you go back in time, every single one of us, every single one of you in the chat, every single one of you watching this, we are nerds. We are geeks. We are everything under the sun you want to label. People who just love sci-fi, fantasy, science fiction, all this stuff, everything. We love our franchises. We're passionate for it. There's a reason we collect all this shit. We don't do it just to have it in the background. We do it because we love it. We watch it. We make it a part of us. It has impact. It has meaning in our existence. And when you do that, when you devote a part of yourself to something, there comes a time where maybe somebody who is new to it and curious will ask, what's going on here with insert franchise name? And for, let's just say, most of my life, from the 80s till recently, I would happily want to inform them, oh, you don't know about Stargate SG-1. I'm happy to tell you how awesome it is, doing my best not to spoil shit, but I'm going to talk your ear off for an hour or more if you let me, because I want to let you know how great it is, and I want you to experience the joy of this franchise that I myself have enjoyed for over 20 years. Insert any other thing: Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who. Nerds were always happy to share what we loved because it was niche. It was not mainstream. And we were always looking to broaden the fandom, to bring new people in, to show why it was awesome. It's different now. It's different now because of all these chameleons, because of all these cockroaches who slipped in covertly and infiltrated. They got in there, they got in positions, and suddenly they flipped the table. They have all these agenda-driven issues forced into what we love. And when we, the passionate real fans who were here first, speak up, we're suddenly told we're the toxic ones. We're the ones that are the problem. We're the racists, the phobes, the misogynists. We are what's wrong with the fandom because we're toxic nerds. Most of the time, toxic men. I got news for you. Get the fuck out. I will arm myself with everything I can to now stand in front of what's left of my franchise, or plural franchises, and protect it from you. You fake fan, you tourist who went and read a Wikipedia or something else just to get a brief understanding and then bought some cheap, lame current merch to show off and claim you're a fan. I'm here to stop you from getting any further, because now, where once upon a time I didn't want to be that kind of guy, now I am. I will gatekeep the hell out of everything that's left. If you want to tell me you like this, I will ask you, okay, if you are such a big fan as you claim to be, tell me what your favorite moment is. Tell me what your favorite scene is. Tell me what your favorite soundtrack score is. Tell me something that can show me you are legitimate, that you want to be a part of this fan base, that you're here to help keep it alive and not poison it with cancerous woke SJW ideology. It's our job. Once upon a time, that's what the comic book shop was. That's what the gaming store was. It's where it was a hub where people came together and talked about this stuff. And we knew who we all were. We knew who each person was. We understood what was going on. Now, internet. Love it or hate it, internet provides a lot of stuff, brings all of us together here, but it also opens the doors for fake fans who can put on a very superficial display to pretend they're a Star Wars fan, a Star Trek fan, a Doctor Who fan, an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, and then when you question them, you're a toxic gatekeeping nerd. But they throw that term gatekeeper as though it's an insult. And as I said a few minutes ago, it is not an insult anymore. It is a badge of honor. And I see you guys saying in the chat, a fan's responsibility at this point, the true passionate fans, those of us who bleed our love for all these franchises, it is our job to collect, protect, preserve it. Be that person. Do not be afraid to challenge these people, because more often than not, when you challenge them, you get a couple moments in there. As soon as you back them into a corner, out will come the venomous barbs. They will hurl insults because they are not deep. They are shallow. They are soulless. They are empty. They are not true fans. They are tourists. They do not know the depth of the lore that you probably do, that it's all tattooed on your brain. It's our job to protect this shit. That's what we have to do. What's left of it. Because some things are lost. Doctor Who is lost because the people that should have kept it alive have murdered it in its sleep. Everything else, in some way, shape, or form, may be saved at some way at some point. Of course, not in the current states they exist in. They'll have to change hands, move to better custodians, as I always put it. But it's our job to collect, protect, and preserve it until that time comes. I am happy to do that job, and I hope you're happy to join me on it. All right, I'm done. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to reach out to me, please email me at theranernerd@gmail.com for all channel business purposes. I am on Twitter now, mostly for promotion and sharing of videos, maybe a little shit stirring here and there, who knows, at @theranernerd. You can also find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can see me on Rumble and Odyssey under the Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.